Clay McKinney, Developer On-Ramp, Introduction to HTML course. We're talking about web graphics. And I just want to go over some things about how computer graphics work real quick. Okay, so here we have a photograph, a little selfie I took, and I want to zoom in on it. And I want to zoom in some more. Okay, more. Okay. Now, you can see that what we have is a bunch of little squares, right? This image of my face is actually just hundreds of thousands of tiny little squares, and each square has a color. Okay, now the way that the computer thinks about color is it thinks of a color wheel that works on light. So instead of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black like we have with ink, with light we use red, green, and blue. Okay, so each one of these pixels has different intensities of red, green, and blue. And you can actually see those over here in Photoshop. There's a RGB indicator, and as I hover over these, you can tell that every individual pixel, there's a lighter area over here, and then these are darker, right? So the darker is lower numbers, lighter is higher numbers. Let's see, this has more red than the others, right? And you can watch that over here in this area as I hover around. Okay, so there's some reddish, there's some blackish, there's some whitish. Okay, so that indicator, for each red, green, and blue, it goes from 0 to 255. And that is 8 bits. If you have zeros and ones, those are bits. If you have 8 zeros and ones, then you can have 256 choices. And those 256 choices go from 0 to 255. So you have 256 colors of red, 256 green, 256 intensities of blue, and that is 16.7 million colors. 256 times 256 times 256, 16.7 million colors. That's pretty neat, right? So that's all it is. A computer image, a bitmap image, is just a grid of pixels, and each pixel has 8 bits red, 8 bits green, 8 bits blue, and that's it. That's how you make a photograph on a computer. Now, let's do some math with a calculator. We don't do math in our heads. No. All right, so this picture we have back here. Oops. That picture of me it's a 500 by 500 pixel image. So let's try that. 500 by 500 is 250,000 pixels, right? And each one of those pixels has 8 bits green, 8 bits blue, 8 bits red, RGB, red, green, blue. So that's 24 bits. All right, so we're going to say times 24. Okay, so it's 6 million bits. 6 million bits. And all right, so we want to change that into bytes. Remember, there's 8 bits in every byte, so we want to divide that by 8, and you get 750,000 bytes. Normally we talk about kilobytes, and there's 1,024 kilobytes, or 1,024 bytes in a kilobyte. So we'll divide again by 1,024, and we get 732.4, and that's what this indicator down here is. It says that there's 732.4 kilobytes when this image is uncompressed. That's the size of it. And now you understand exactly how that's figured, right? That's the number of pixels. Number of pixels wide by the number of pixels tall, and then it's 3 bytes per pixel, and then you divide by 1024, right? So we did it a little different, 500 by 500, and then we could say by 3, and then divided by 1024. All right, a different way to get the same number. Okay, now you know exactly how that's done. All right, thank you.